What's up, y'all? I'm back with the jump off. Your girl, Miss Mink, and we are here to review Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 2, Episode... Hell, I don't know. What the fuck is this, y'all? Episode 7, okay? 7 them, okay? But anyway, so I know I've been gone for a minute, you guys. There's been so much going on. I had a crazy summer. I had graduations back to back, my birthday. The boys was all home for the summer. Child, I've been all over the goddamn place. So I've been gone for a minute, but now I'm back, okay, like I never left. And I boop. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this review of Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 2, Episode 7. So I have been watching the Kanan book series or whatever, the Power book, y'all know, Raising Kanan. I've been watching it or whatever, and I am all caught up. I know everything that's going on. I do watch Power. I do watch all the books. My favorite one, hands down, is Force, because I love me some Tommy, okay? Motherfucking Egan. They're fucking Egan, okay? I love that nigga. And then they got Chip, my baby Chip, from Sons of Anarchy, playing Walter Flynn. So, you know, that's my shit. I love him, so I had to watch that. So, hands down, Force is my favorite book. Then I would say that second after Force would be Raising Kanan. So, I do fuck with Raising Kanan, you guys. And I like it actually better than Tyreek, the Ghost book or whatever. So, I'm going to be doing a review on this show. I am a little late in the game, but I am all caught up. I have watched all the episodes. So I'm going to jump in and do this review as if you guys, you know, seen it just like I have. So let's go ahead and get into the review, all right? So the episode starts off with Jukebox. She is at the graveside, basically at the cemetery. And she went to go see Nicole. You know, that's her booth there. It's her love. So while she's at Nicole's grave, Nicole's father actually pulls up and kind of startles Juke. She looks like, oh shit, like here comes the boom, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the daddy wasn't on that type time. He was basically letting her know, like, look, I know my daughter really loved you, and, you know, you ain't got to worry about my wife. She's not here right now. We going through the divorce. We was actually waiting until Nicole, you know, was to go off to college and do it then, but, you know, under these circumstances, you know, unfortunate circumstances, you know, it came sooner. So, you know, he ain't really fucking with Karen. I call her Karen, y'all. Basically, he was letting her know, like, I fucks with you, and I appreciate the fact that my daughter got to experience what true love was before she took her last breath. So, I appreciate you for that, and because she loved you, I love you, you know? So, if you ever need anything from me, you just let me know. You know how to find me, and Juke lets them know, like, yeah, I do, or whatever. So, then he goes to walk away, and before he gets in the car, he was like, well, look, I've turned her room upside down, and I can't seem to, you know, locate that videotape that y'all did at the mall, you know, when they had the little karaoke tape of them two singing. So he says, you know, I can't find it. Do you think, you know, that you might have it, or do you know where I could find it or anything? And she was like, nah, I don't know anything about that or whatever, you know, just lying. But she knew that she had the tape, and that last season when her and Marvin got into that big ass scuffle, honey, that the tape ended up getting messed up in the process. So later on in the episode, we're gonna see what happens with said tape. So then we get to the next scene, honey, and we see Lulu and Zisa, bootleg Cassie. We see them in the damn studio bumping Ugly's Child. We see them getting it in. We want to see Lou with some chocolate with some melanin, honey. He needs some melanin on his arm, not these Latina bitches, because they spicy and they full of trouble, and they always getting into some bullshit. So yeah, I'm not really feeling this whole Lou and Zisa storyline thing. But anywho, so they getting it in, and two Jamaicans come up in there talking about, well, look, where's Crown? And Lulu like, look, man, this my shit. Crown ain't here no more, whatever. He gone. So they like, look, we got business with him. So if we can't find him, then we gonna stick it with you, because we had a deal with Crown, and he owes my boss $50,000, and he gonna have to pay that, or we gonna have to goddamn handle him. And if we can't find him, we gonna handle you. So Lou like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So basically now Lou got another problem on his hands because of Crown. Like, this nigga won't die. This nigga will not die. He like a roach. Like, yo. But, you know, now the Crown problems are becoming Lou's problems. He got a lot of shit to deal with right now, okay? Because we all saw on the last, the episode before last, the situation with Rock, and, you know, her not feeling him being in the studio, and she calls it a hobby, you know what I'm saying? And that's Lou's passion, and he's, you know, starting to lose his passion with this whole drug gang thing. And, you know, Rock can smell it on him. And Unique, in the last episode, he was talking about how he smelled blood in the water, and he feel like Lou really just his heart not in it no more. His heart's not in the game. So, and if his heart ain't in the game, his head ain't in the game, and Rock can't have that. So Lou got a lot going on. He dealing with that, plus this whole Crown situation with these Jamaican dudes running in talking about how Crown owed $50,000 to this man. His name Linton Manley. So now we got a new boss. Okay, we got a new villain on the horizon, y'all. So Lou's sitting there like, what the fuck? And this Zisa bitch, her ass, she gonna walk up on him talking about something. You need to finish, bitch. Are you really serious? Right? Did you not just say this nigga just threatened this man's life? You talking about getting some dick? Girl, if you don't get your ass out of here, girl, kill Zisa off. He should have killed her and not Crown. We could have dealt with Crown maybe 2 more episodes, but shit, this Zisa bitch, she gotta die. She knows too much too, because she saw Lou, in the process of, turning Crown's TV off. Shout out to Hassan Campbell, okay? That nigga TV got turned off, and she saw that shit, so now this bitch is, she's the casualty. You know what I'm saying? She's a liability. And that bitch, she need to be a fatality. Fatality. She killed this Zita bitch off. She got to go. I'm sick of this hoe already. So then we see Marvin. He's in the pizza shop, chopping it up with Marco, which is the Italian mob boss from Jersey, Sorelli. That's Sorelli's son. So they basically chopping it up in the pizza shop, and Marvin is basically trying to offer a job to Marco to hit Tony ass. They trying to put a hit on her ass because she is a liability as well. You can't leave no, witnesses, no liabilities, no none of that. You got to handle that. So Marvin basically is talking in code and trying to explain to him, like, look, I can't get to the target type shit because of the fact that in the area that she is, it don't look good for me to be there, and I'm gonna stand, I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So he basically trying to get Marco to handle his work for him or whatever. Marco like, well, name the price, and he said $5,000, so I'm assuming $5,000, which is a lot back then. I guess $5,000 was like $10,000, like what it is now, but I was just like, that's not enough. So Marco is still a little iffy about Marvin and Rock and all of them. He don't trust them like that. So he looking at Marvin sideways like, why should I take this deal, whatever, But he said that he'll basically think about it. So he didn't give Marvin a definite answer, but he said he'll think about it. So meanwhile, across the bridge, honey, we see Raquel. She's out on the town, honey, eating dinner with Cartier. And he's putting her on to some caviar, speaking that, good shit in her ear or whatever. And then we see one of his workers from out of town. I believe he's probably like in the DC, Maryland area, the DMV area. And he comes in strolling through or whatever. And Cartier like, what you doing here? I ain't supposed to see you for like a week or whatever. And, he coming in like, I'm just out, living life. I got a hotel out here and chilling, whatever. And Cartier was like, oh, well, you must got a lot of money on your hands. Like, I guess I must pay you well. You living like me right now. And the dude looking at him like, shit, you ain't paying me that much. Like, relax, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So Raquel looking like, oh, okay. You know how she think. And Cartier like, well, shoot, man, get out of my face. I'm about to finish my meal or whatever. And nigga walked off like, yeah, all right, whatever, and just walks off. So Raquel looking at him like, damn, you just gonna let that nigga just get off like that? Damn, nigga, ain't you the one that said insubordination leads to insurrection? So what's up with that? You just gonna let him talk to you like that? All right, I see you. And basically letting them know like, yeah, nigga, you better practice what you preach. You should smack the other nigga, smack the shit out of that nigga. When he asks, can he get some help putting his painting in the damn trunk? You smack the shit out of him, you pimp slap that nigga, but you gonna let this nigga talk to you sideways and you gonna do nothing about it? So, yeah, I see you. So Cartier just sitting there thinking like, yeah, I gotta get this nigga back. I can't let him bitch me in front of her and da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? So I see how Rock be using her charm. She trying to get in this nigga head or whatever. I see you, Rock. Like, yeah, she real sneaky. I see how you move. You the reason why niggas getting the wars and shit out here, girl. You was, ooh, pussy got power. I'm telling you, y'all. Girl, so then we see Kanan. Girl. So then we see Kanan, and he goes to Palomar's house, which is Corinne's mother. And he goes and brings the gun back that he used to go handle the nigga that took his money or whatever. And, y'all, first of all, why is she wearing, like, her little negligee, honey? And Kanan, I don't even think he peeped that at first, but she tells him, saying, oh, yeah, I was just looking out for you. I'm glad it did what it needed to do or whatever. And he on some shit like, yeah, all right, well, we're Corinne. She's like, oh, she's not here. He was like, oh, okay, so I'm out. So he tried to dip, and she like, no, well, wait, Kanan, no, because, I just, really care for you. I really care about you, and this, that, and the third. And he looking like, yo, and she trying to kiss him and shit. And Kanan like, yo, you Corinne's mother. Like, you her mother. That's what he said, you her mother. Yo, this boy that plays 50 Cent's character, Kanan, yo, this nigga, yo, he be having me dying laughing. But anyway, so he's like, you Corinne's mother. And she like, well, I'm a woman first and I have needs. So then she proceeds to give Kanan what he needs. And she seduces him, and y'all, they get it in. Like, yo, what? Who wrote that part? Like, who put that in this? Like, what in the entire fuck, bro? Like, come on, son. Like, what? Like, huh? I'm done. I'm over it. I'm not saying nothing else about it. No. I'm not liking this at all. But anyway, on to the next scene, y'all. What? Then we get to the next scene and we see Juke. She's at Bible study with her mom. And the pastor, he's in there speaking the word, child. And he in there telling all of them, I know your secrets. Man should not be with man, and woman should not be with woman, and woman shall not sleep with thy man, thy neighbor. It's an abomination. You go to hell. It is wicked for a man to sleep with thy neighbor's sister, or to sleep with thy man, thy neighbor's wife. It's an abomination. And you just sitting there looking like, and honey, she looked at her mom, and her mom was sitting over there sanctified, and Pastor, yes, glory. Amen. Yes, sir, Pastor. Speak a word. Juke is just looking like, what in the entire fuck? Like, damn. If this is how she really feels, then how she gonna really feel about me when, she find out what I really like? You know what I'm saying? I know that was hard for her to watch, and just knowing that it's probably gonna make her be more, kind of standoffish with her mom and not really open up that much, because she doesn't want her mom to have the same reaction that her dad had when he found out that she was gay. So, yeah, I feel so bad for Juke, y'all. I just want her to be herself and flourish, and, love is love, so she should just be able to love who she want to love. Meanwhile, speaking of love, we see Belle Biv DeVoe over there in the corner looking at Juke, giving her the eye, and, he winking at her, and she didn't really know how to take it. I could see she's like right in the middle, like, he digging me, he like me, he think I'm pretty, and, this is where my mom would want me to be. My dad wants me. Everybody wants me to be straight. But, really deep down inside, I really love, Nicole, and I love girls. Like, that's me. That's who I am. So she got to suppress who she really is. And I just feel bad for, Juke, that she had to go through that. That's so messed up. But I think something's going to happen between her and her mother, where her mom's going to find out, and their relationship is going to change somehow. Because everybody is mad at the fact she's talking to, Kenny, and Kenny's back in the picture. Maybe she doesn't plan on telling everybody, her mom, what it really is. So I feel bad for Juke. But we're going to find out, I guess, later on in the season what happens with that. So after Bible study, Juke and her mom is outside of the building, and her mom is talking with one of the church, members, and Juke was over there to the side talking with her little, Belle Biv DeVoe, little boo thing, little admirer, secret admirer. And he was, basically just saying that, I need your number, yo. Like, why you ain't giving me your digits yet? Why you ain't run that? And she like, well, I wasn't going to give it to you or whatever. So he wanted to take her out. And she was kind of going to say no at first, but then her mom was giving her a little side wink, like, girl, go ahead and get that. Go give it to him. So she gives him her number, and, they're going to link up, and she kind of smirked a little bit, and she kind of looked a little excited about it. So I was like, okay, maybe Juke is, maybe going to give it a shot, so who knows? She doesn't know who she is yet. She just knows, that she likes girls for sure, but maybe she's trying to try it out. Because I know girls that are, they identify as lesbian, and they said that before they, went into a same-sex relationship with another woman, that they had a relationship with men before, or at least tried it. They wanted to try it, and they didn't like it. It wasn't their cup of tea. And then they say, I know I'm gay. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. So ain't nothing wrong with it. So I just see she's just trying to figure out who she is and what she likes. And I think she's doing it partly because she wants to, her family to support her, but I also feel like she kind of is curious too. So we'll see. So then we see Marvin. He come rolling up in Beasley, the projects where they doing their drug operation and shit at. And he rolling up in there, and it's a line outside. All the fiends is lined up. And he looking like, what's the holdup? So he go to the spot, and everybody kind of standing around on hold. And he go in the room, and he see Lou counting, money, taking some money or whatever, taking all the profit that they had made with, within the last 2 hours or whatever. And Marvin looking like, yo, what you doing? We got to count that shit. Like, what are you doing? And Lou like, look, man, I got it all in my head. Like, I got this shit. Like, leave me alone, whatever. So he walk off, and Marvin like, what the fuck going on? And one of the niggas is telling him, yo, we can't be fucking around with that money shit, because if that shit, come up missing or whatever, that's going to fuck up shit for us in the long run. Like, we can't be fucking with that. So you need to handle that and talk to that nigga. Like, what's up with that? And Marvin sitting there looking like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga doing? But Lou is really, he's struggling right now. That nigga trying to get that bread. He ain't fuck with them Jamaicans, yo. What the guan? They about to whoop his ass, okay? Pondo whoop ass. Pondibo, okay? Bumper clock, they about to whoop that ass. Lou ain't playing with them niggas. He trying to pay them niggas. Give it a loot. Give it a loot. So then in the next scene, we see Howard. He goes to the precinct, and he looks into one of the interrogation rooms, and you can see Scrap's mother's, which is, the runner that used to work for Rock, whatever, the one that they had knocked off. And Raquel had basically made the scene look like it was a suicide. And his mother, she don't believe that shit. She's pleading with the cops like, I know my son was killed. Like, this is not like him. I know he wouldn't have did this. And Detective Howard, he sees another detective, and he asks him like, yo, like, what's she doing here, whatever. And he tells him, well, she's another detective's CI, which is, criminal informant. So he looking like, I thought that her son was the one that was the informant. And he was like, nah, she's the informant. She was doing, her little card game, and the police was turning a blind eye to it as long as she gave up information and shit. So she was the informant, not her son. So now he looking like, oh shit, I done fucked up the church's money. I done told Rock this nigga was the informant, and he done got his TV turned off, and it was all for nothing. Like, rest in peace, Scrap, y'all, because I fucked with Scrap, and he ended up getting killed for nothing. So Detective Howard got to go back and tell Rock, and he got to fix this bullshit. So after that, we see Marvin, and he goes over to Rock's house, and he walks in, and Juke is in the kitchen making her something to eat, and he gets kind of nervous and tense up or whatever, and he asks her, where's Rock? And Juke's like, she not here. He was like, all right, well, you see her, tell her I was here. And Juke was like, all right, kind of talking back with him. And so he takes the chance, and he asks her like, yo, why you ain't tell me your mother was back? And she was like, I wasn't. And he was like, look, I'm just letting you know straight up, like, man, she left us, and she only care about one thing, and that's herself. And in due time, she'll do the same thing again. Like, I just want you to be safe and just be smart, move smart. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, she ain't gonna care about nobody but herself. So just be mindful of that and be careful. I just want their relationship to get better. I know Juke is mad at her dad and shit, like, because what he did was the unthinkable, and it was fucked up as hell. Like, it really was. But I know Marvin is really trying, and I just want Juke to see that he really is on her side. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's suffering. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Everybody on his ass, because not only did he know he fucked up, he feel foul as fuck about it, but Raquel said herself, nigga, I'll kill you myself if you ever touch her again. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I really do think Marvin know he fucked up, and I don't think he would try it again. I just want Juke to give him another chance. You know what I'm saying? Because he is trying. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I just want the relationship to get better. That girl is poison. Girl, that goddamn Rock. She done slid up and goddamn Tremont's got hotel it. Okay, she at the telly waiting on Tremont to come out because she want to go talk to him, talk some business with him, and he come out looking, I guess out the bathroom looking beat the hell up. Okay, goddamn Cartier, he done put the paws on Tremont and lumped his ass up really good, real quick, one time. And she looking at him like, yeah, what's up? Because I see business ain't doing too good with you the way you looking. So I got a suggestion for you. I got an offer. You know what I'm saying? I got a better offer. I could pay you more, whatever. Come my way. And Tremont looking like, lady, I don't even know you. I just met your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know you. Raquel looking at him, and she, put that little charm down. Y'all know she slick. That girl Poison, boy. That bitch named Slickback. Okay, that bitch slick, boy. This is gonna cause some friction between her and Cartier. I see some shit. I don't know what it is about this Raquel, Cartier, and Lou triangle. Because I'm going to get to that. Another reason why I think about this too. But, yeah, something's going to happen. This trio, it's something going on. I feel like it's going to be a trio between Neek, Sorelli, and Rock. That's going to be a trio that's just, you know what I'm saying, a bomb waiting to go off. And this trio with Rock, Lou, and Cartier. It's going to be a bomb about to go off with that shit too. So, I don't know. Something's cooking up. Something's cooking. He's slick as Blue Magic. I'm starting to call her Blue Magic. That bitch slick, baby. Slick back. A bitch named Slickback. Hot damn. Up next, we see Kanan and Symphony. They are out at a little pizza shop. They talking, chopping it up. And I like their bond, man. I feel like Kanan, out of all the adults, Kanan opens up to Symphony the most. And I think he's a cool dude. And I wish that him and Rock could be together. I know they can't because of her, career choice and his career choice and his background and shit. They don't mesh, but they do in spirit. Like I feel like they was made for each other and shit. And I hope they end up together in the end. But Rock, she just won't give in to him and just let him. What did he say on that episode? He said, "You wanted me to be a vacation. I wanted to be your home, and just let him be your home, girl. Damn." But anywho, so they sitting there talking, and Symphony tells Kenny that he got a job offer in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's gonna take it, and it's a good opportunity for him. And Kanan, he's happy for him, but he's like, man, I'm sad to see you go, but at the end of the day, if it's better for you to go, then I don't blame you, But did you tell my mother yet? And he was like, nah, I was thinking about just go ahead and leave without saying bye. And Kanan was like, nigga, you know that if you didn't want her to know, you wouldn't be telling me right now. So you might as well tell her yourself. Be a man about it. And he looked at him and he's like, man, you a smart kid. Kanan like, yeah, he is. Kanan like, nah, you tell her yourself. So he knew he just wanted somebody to tell him to go see Rock. So yeah, I thought that was cute. So they leaving out and they hugging and stuff. And we see Detective Burt, this nigga here, like, where this bitch keep coming from? This bitch is Houdini, like, yo, this bitch keep popping up, and she lurking out, whatever, and she gets, what's his name, Symphony, she gets his license plates, and she run his tags, and she pulls him over, and he looking like, what did I do, officer, whatever, and she was, like, asking him questions about Kanan, and how do you know Kanan? And he was like, why are you asking questions about him? And she was like, I ask the questions around here. So he like, just this bitch. So then he was like, he's a student or whatever. And he used to come to, the community college after school. She was like, he's in junior high. He was like, okay, it was an after school program. Like, why do you care? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you asking me about him? And she was like, so you know his mother? And he was like, what? Like, yo. So then she asked about his father, like, do you know Kanan's father? And he was like, lady, look, if you ain't about to take me to jail, then I'm about to swerve off on your ass, okay? You doing too much, and I plead the fifth on your bitch ass. For real. And she was just like, all right, so she ended up letting him go, whatever. But Bert is going to get her TV turned off. I'm telling you, like, she is asking for it at this point. Like, she is too persistent. Like, girl, why are you on this nigga ass like that? She act like that nigga off of, SBU. What's that nigga name, yo? It's gonna kill me if I don't get that nigga name, yo. Detective Tucker, motherfucking Tucker from IAB on Law and Order SBU. That motherfucker kept popping up everywhere. He's literally like on every damn season of SBU. And that nigga stayed on Stabler and Benson's ass like the whole motherfucking series, yo. That nigga stayed on their ass, yo. That's who Burt remind me of. She remind me of Tucker. So I'm gonna start calling that bitch Burt Tucker, goddamn it, because that bitch stay on their ass, keep popping up everywhere like Houdini and shit. Can somebody please send her off? Please, like, somebody please kill her off. Give her the 21 gun salute, okay? Bye, girl. We tired of your ass. Bye, Bert, okay? So then in the next scene, we see Rock, and she links up with the realtor. They meet up at the new spot, and they're talking about how Rock just closed the deal. The owners love the offer that she presented, and they are ready to move in and close this deal and lock this thing up. So Rock is happy to hear that until the realtor lets her know that the homeowners association, they want her to provide proof of income because they need to know that she can maintain the home and everything that comes with it, the upkeep of the home, including the lawn. Everything has to be, set in stone. So Rock is upset. She's like, well, I paid with all cash, cash money. Okay, so what's the problem? And the lady lets her know, like, look, they need that in black and white, so I need you to run that. So Rock says, don't worry about it. Everything's all good. I have the paperwork and all that. I am an owner of a label, so a record label. Okay, side-eye. And also I own a lawnmower, so tell them not to worry about none of that. So now that's making me side-eye Rock. And now I'm looking at Rock like, what you gonna do with that, Rock? Because, like, what do you mean by that? Like, this is what Lou's whole issue is. Like, he is really into music right now. That's his passion. And Rock is looking at it like it's a hobby and, making Lou feel like, look, you need to put your head back in the game because you playing around with this little music thing. And I'm going to need for you to get serious. And Lou is not really feeling it no more, y'all. His heart's not in it no more. His head's not in it. His heart's not in it. And I feel like something's going to happen between Rock and Lou when it comes to this record label thing because she's going to do something real grimy and foul and it's going to make Lou turn his back on her. I'm telling you, like, I really feel like it was a foreshadowing moment. So we're going to get to the bottom of it, y'all. We're going to see as the story unfolds, okay? So then we see Jukes, and she's going to, like, one of those little repair shops for, electronic repair shops or whatever. And she takes the VHS tape of her and Nicole singing the karaoke video. And she takes it to the shop to get repaired. And it costs like $20 or whatever. So she pays it. And I can already see where this is going to go. She's going to go return the tape to her dad, Nicole's dad. So I think that's so sweet and cute. Then after that, we see Neat. He's in Jersey. Boo loving on the phone or whatever. Yeah, girl, see, girl. I'll be back. I'll be going to November. You know what I'm saying? I see you soon. Lay you down right when I see you. You already know. What's up, baby girl? You already know. I love Joey Badass. Joey Badass, get it. Okay, get it. Anyway, he talking on the phone, and Boo Lovin' and Warrior pulls up on him and gives him, all the money that they made that day, whatever. And he looking at it like, okay, I can get used to Jersey. Like, I like it out here. It's quiet. It tastes different. Tastes good. Tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Where that from, y'all? Put it in the comments where that's from. You know what I'm saying? Tastes good. Like, I like it out here, you know what I'm saying? Feel like a little vacation, you know what I'm saying? I get used to this. So overall looking like, you know what I'm saying, what you think about Rock feel about that, about you moving the crews out here, whatever, and moving them, to a new building or something. He was like, shit, like, man, listen, when it comes to Rock, she want all her problems in one place. She taking time to, like, figure out what she want to do right now with us, because she ain't feeling us like that. Like, man, she just an investor at this point, like, she just gonna be playing the background while we make our own motherfucking moves. I don't move when she move. Alright, so I ain't worried about Rock at all. I ain't gotta tell her shit. And Warrell looking like, oh man, this ain't looking too good for me, because he telling Rock in one ear that he loyal, but then he loyal to Neek on the low, like that's his boy. So he playing both sides. That's gonna get his shit knocked off. I'm telling you. So he gonna be the next to go. If it ain't Burke, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. If it ain't Burke ass, then it's definitely gonna be Warrell. Cause yeah, he doing too much, and I know he trying to play neutral, but he gonna get hit in the crossfire. It's coming, Warrell. It's coming. So while they sitting there chopping it up, Marco swerves in and he's telling Neek, and yeah, what's up with you or whatever, and Neek, hands off the money. He's like, okay, I did good today, whatever. Hey, let me ask you something. What about this Marvin cat? You know what I'm saying? What's up with him? What you know about him? So Neek like, shit, I don't really fuck with him like that, but from what I do know, he paid what he owe. You know what I'm saying? He good for that. So why you asking? Like, yeah, he got a little business proposition for me, so I don't know. I'm thinking about taking him up on it, but he swerved off. So then I noticed that Neek had said to Warrell, he was like, them two working together, that's bad for business. And I was like, wonder what that means. So then we see Detective Burke, this bitch, at the precinct, still on the damn hunt, y'all. She at the precinct, at the, I guess, the office where they have all the files on the police officers and detectives and all that stuff. So she's looking up Detective Howard's file or whatever, and she sees that he basically was undercover during a period of time in the 70s, and he had an informant that was 17 years old. It doesn't say who it was yet, but it said that he had a 17-year-old informant back in the 70s. And she was like, well, I didn't know anything about this. And the guy that's giving her the file that works there is like, look, I can get in trouble for giving you this. I'm not even supposed to be letting you see this. Then you see somebody else behind the counter, behind them, ear hustling and shit. And he looking like, I got stuff for your ass, bitch. Like, get her ass, man. I'm so sick of this bitch. Get her. Sick of this hoe, man. I hope that shit do come back to Howard and he gets that bitch, because, yo, she's doing way too fucking much. So now she got another bone to carry, and she about to go snip this shit out and figure out who is this 17-year-old informant. So then we see Rock. She's having to sit down with Juliana and her brother, who's the Connect. And basically, they having to sit down talking about what Rock's plans are. She's talking about expanding the business and moving it down from New York all the way to the DMV area, Delaware, Maryland, DC area. And then she also is trying to expand to New Jersey as well. She's going to need more work, basically telling him this is where he comes into play, because she's going to, try to expand the business. She's trying to be city to city, okay? So basically, he likes the sound of that, but he's also worried at the fact that when it came to Juliana, because she was kidnapped by Neek, and she didn't like that, so she brought that up, and she looking at Rock like, I don't want to work with this dude. Like, why are we still working with him? And Rock is trying to assure her, like, yeah, he slipped up, but, Neek, he not going to be a problem for too much longer. Just hold out. Work with me. I don't want to move on impulse and make the wrong decision. Like, we got to let it play out. The brother just sitting there looking like, we better watch it. You know what I'm saying? Or we can cut all of this off. And meanwhile, Juliana looking over her shoulder, and she see this black dude in the background at the little takeout, stand trying to order some food, get his food. And she looking like, what this nigga looking like? You know what I'm saying? She watching him, watching them. You know what I'm saying? So Rock is trying to, spit game, just let them know like everything is gonna be big and better, and this shit's they about to take the whole world by a damn storm. And she cooking up some shit. She got some big plans for them. So she just want them to, trust her, believe in her word, trust that her word is born, and she gonna get shit popping for them. And we see the black dude that was sitting there watching the whole situation and listening in. He goes outside and gets in the car, and he gets in the car with Tremont, which is the dude that Rock just tried to swoop up off of Cartier. But he's spying on her now. She done piqued his interest, and he wants to know more about Rock. He want to know everything about her. And the dude gets in the car, and he's like, at the table talking business, and it was three of them, including Rock, your girl. He was like, well, I want to know everybody that was sitting at that table. I want to know more about this Rock. So then we see Lou. We ain't seen Lou since he was banging down Zeus's walls and shit. But then we see him, and the Jamaicans hop out like, whoop, whoop, that's the son of the police. They hop out, what? Then they jumped on Lou and start beating his ass. And I'm like, damn, Lou, why you ain't pull out the strap? God damn. So he got his ass whooped. The Jamaicans tore that ass up. They wanted their money, and they wanted it fast. But I'm trying to figure out, if Lou took that money earlier in the episode when Marvin caught him coming up in Beasley, then why didn't Lou give him that that money, or is it not enough? Like, I don't know, but I know he needed $50,000. But what did he do with the money that he took earlier that day? 'Cause that shit looked like it could have been about that. You know what I'm saying? At least about $25,000. So why he just didn't give them that to hold them off or whatever? I don't understand. But anywho, Lou got his ass beat down. Okay. So then we see Raquel. She's at home and she gets like a knock at the door. And she walks around the corner, and as she's walking around the corner, she stumbles back because she sees through the little peephole, the little window on the door, that it's her boo Symphony. He came to see her. Symphony is so foreign, honey, and that's her bae. So she had to clench her pearls, honey. Like, so she had to get herself together, just that hair up or whatever. Pop them lips real quick, and she came back around the corner, went to the door, and they ended up sitting outside and was talking, and he was like, got this business opportunity in Charlotte, and I'm thinking about taking it. And she was like, oh my God. She tried not to show no emotion. She was just like, First she didn't know what to say. She had to like suck it up, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't no punk. Raquel ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? She'll cry, she'll cheat. So she like, well, I'm happy for you, and I hope that opportunity is good for you. I'm really happy for you. So then he was telling her, well, basically, I got pulled over the other day, and there's a detective that's, basically asking me questions about Kanan and Kanan's father. And if I know Kanan's father, do I know you? So, like, I don't know what's going on, but you need to just watch your back. And she was like, well, what did you say? And he was like, I didn't say anything. He was like, nothing like your nothing or nothing like my nothing, because they might be two different things. And he was like, I didn't say anything, Rob. Like, your secrets are safe with me. And she was like, I don't have any secrets, on her tough girl shit. And he just looking like, yo, you still lying to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't say this, but in his mind, I know he just shut down at that moment because, like, Raquel, you clearly got a lot of shit that you hide and basically living a lie. And you gonna sit here and tell me that you not living a lie and you ain't got no secrets like that. I can't fuck with that because you lying me straight to my face. So Symphony shut down and he like, you know what, Rock, you got it or whatever. Like, have a nice life type shit. Just looking like, damn, I fucked up again. But just let him be your home, girl. Just love on him and, you know what I'm saying, live the honest life, because this street shit ain't it. Once you get your crib, like, I would tell him I'm buying a house, and once I get the house, like, I can retire off the money I got right now, enough for the other niggas to run this shit that I still have shit coming in. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rock, you need to sit this shit out. Like, you choosing this drug game over your family and your love life, like, over everything, and this shit ain't worth it in the end. Like, I just feel like Rock just need to just give in and just love on that man, because he just want to love her. But Rock gonna be Rock, you know what I'm saying? She hard as a rock. She hard. I already know how that shit go. You can take the hood bitch out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the hood bitch. And Rock is a hood bitch to heart, okay? She is Southside representing, okay? Jamaica Queens, and she ain't going nowhere, and she not getting out of the game, and can't nothing stop her. So she ain't gonna let nothing stop her. Next up, we see Marvin, and he's at his anger management graduation party. And we see Renee, she's giving the whole class a speech, telling them about how she's proud of them. They came a long way. And that, not only did they learn things in the class, but also that she learned things from them as well. So then we see Marvin going over to get him some punch or whatever. And we see Gerald, aka Mr. Clean, that was trying to square up with him on day one, talking about, hey, Marvin, we made it, man. We made it. And Marvin's like, yeah, G, we made it, yo. Cheers to you. So then Gerald tells Marvin, you know what? I really wanted to kick your ass that day. I told you that you was ignoring me. But you know what? Pretty cool. And Marvin was like, you know what? I don't doubt you for a second, because Mr. Clean was unregulated like a motherfucker that day. I love this cute little banter between them. I'm glad that they cool, because day one, they was at each other's throats, okay? So then Marvin told Gerald, G, I really fucks with you. You're not that bad. And I understand why you was mad that day, because a bald motherfucker like you, you know what I'm saying, that shit ain't fair. I be mad every day, because that shit not growing back, B. It's not ever coming back, B. I was like, Marvin, you petty as fuck for that shit. But they laughed that shit off and they cheers or whatever. So then Renee walks over, and, she comes sashay over there to Marvin and shit. She got her eye on him or whatever. And she's like, hey, I just want you to know that you can use my number at any time. You can call me if you need me. Whenever he want to reach out, he can use her number whenever necessary, and she would love to hear from him. And Marvin looks at her and he's like, yeah, that's what's up. I would love to be heard. And they just smile at each other and shit. I'm like, okay, Marvin, getting his little boo thing, getting his groove back. Okay, Marv, we see you, Marv. Lordy. So then we see Kanan and Palomar. They laid up in the bed or whatever, because I guess they smashed again. And they laid up, and she all asking them questions like, how old do I look to you? Do I look old? And he like, man, you don't look old to me, because I thought you was, Corinne's sister when I first met you. So, nah, I didn't think that at all, whatever. I didn't think you was old or nothing like that. And she laying all on his chest, his little bird chest, talking about something. Yeah, well, I really am young at heart. People say that about me all the time. I'm just like, Kanan, get up. Get your ass up out of there. You fall in love with this old bitch? Like, she mad trifling for that shit. Why are you fucking with that little boy like that? Girl, you crazy? Where the fuck is CPS? Like, where the fuck is CPS when you need him? Come on, man. So in walks motherfucking Corinne, and she sees Kanan and her mother all laid up in the bed or whatever. She was coming in to ask her about some milk that she thought was spoiled in the refrigerator or whatever. And she see them laid up in the bed, girl. She threw that milk across the motherfucking room. She said, you bitch. And that bitch didn't even blink. Do you know that bitch ain't even move? The milk splattered all over the wall, all on the sheets, and all on top of her. That bitch didn't even care. And Kanan jump up like, yo, Corinne, come here. And Palomar like, man, let her go. She'll be all right. Like, shit like this happens. Like, she get used to it. Like, rule number one is that you don't let nobody lay up with your man or whatever like that behind your back or some shit she said. I don't know. What commandment is that? So then, goddamn, Kanan was like, yo, your daughter just called us, like, we gotta go, we gotta stop this or whatever. And she was like, nah, she'll be okay. Like, I ain't worried about that. I ain't tripping off her or whatever. And Kanan was like, but you're her mother. Like, you're her mother. You're her mother. Like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy. Like, when does this happen? This ain't regular. This ain't, like, happens every day in regular life, nigga. Like, what are you talking about? She basically lip locks with his ass again and pulls him on the bed on top of her, and they fuck again. On top of the spoiled milk. On top of the fact that Corinne is in the next fucking room. Like, if that don't say dirty, I don't know what it does, yo. Like, Palomar, yo, like, X her off the show. Why the fuck is she even a part of this shit? X her out. She need her, Crown, well, Crown gone now, so her and motherfucking Bert, get them off this motherfucker, because I'm tired of them niggas. Like, that was a foul ass grimy ass shit, and that storyline is completely unnecessary. Like, what are we doing? Power people, what are we doing? What are we doing? Come on now, get it together. Next up, we see Lou, and he's going to Cartier with all his problems as far as this Jamaican boss, Linton Manley, and how he's on his ass for this money, and he just got his ass whooped and shit. So he needs some help because he's not trying to go to Rock. He's already on thin ice with her with this whole business and drug game shit, and the fact that he's in the studio most of his time, and that shit is annoying the fuck out of Rock. You know what I'm saying? So he don't want to come to her for nothing, and he already asked her for money before for the beat machine, the mixing board, and she pretty much turned him down on some shit like, nigga, what the fuck I look like giving you money when I'm already paying you? That's just like, you talking about you gonna pay me back. That's like paying me back with my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what sense does that make? So he don't want to come to her, so he goes to Cartier and like, yo, I need some help with these dudes. I'm trying to figure out like how I can make these moves without losing my shit. Like, I don't want to lose my studio and shit, but I need these niggas off my back. You know what I'm saying? So what can you do for me? Cartier basically tells Lou, like, look, I got you, but in order to do what I got to do and for my services, they ain't free. So what you got to do is whatever half that Crown had of the studio, I want half of his half. So now Lou looking like, oh man, here we go with the fuck shit. But what other choice does he have at this point? If he can't come to Rock, you know what I'm saying, he got to just go ahead and take the deal. So that's what he ended up doing. And it's going to end up biting him in the ass later, but we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. All right, y'all, here comes the boom. Here comes the boom, okay? Here comes the bullshit. Here's the scene that everything goes fucking left, okay? We see Marco, which is Sorelli, the Italian mob boss in Jersey. That's his son. The one that was making the deal with Marvin about going to go, handle that hit that Marvin wanted him to do, go hit Tony ass. So him and Dominique, which is the same guy that came up to the Catskills that was supposed to kill Raquel on a couple episodes ago, and he goes on, the mission with him. And this motherfucker, he took the wrong dude. Like, why did he take him? This nigga couldn't even do that job right. Like, he fucked up twice. So what the fuck? But anywho, so he goes along with Marco, and we see Tony and her boo thing. They in the bed getting it in, and Tony is on top wearing that ass out, okay? And after they finish, he goes to the bathroom, and she rolls over and do a line of coke or whatever. So next thing you know, goddamn Marco kicks down the door and pops the chick, okay? Just to show you Marvin is not having it, okay? He pops her ass, whoop, one shot. Old dude in the bathroom, so he comes out and he charges at Marco, and they tussling on the ground, you know, fighting over the gun and shit, and Marco yells to Dominique, yo, shoot this motherfucker. And Dominique, motherfucking ass, this nigga here, he always talking about how niggas are fuck ups, but he's the fuck up. This motherfucker shoots Marco and kills motherfucking Marco. Nigga, how you fuck that up? So then the boyfriend, like, he takes the opportunity because your boy is stuck on stupid in the face, looking like, oh my God, like, what the fuck did I just do? I just shot my boss's son, like, what the fuck? And he in shock, so the boyfriend took the opportunity and he goes and gets Marco's gun and he shoots motherfucking Dominique. And Dominique, he gets shot like in the stomach or whatever, and then he shoots back at the dude, and the dude gets shot like in his arm or his shoulder, and both of them are struggling on the ground, and we don't know what happens so far after that. Like, it just kind of goes to the next scene. But that nigga just fucked up the church's money. Like, all this shit is gonna go back on Marvin because he's the one that put the hit out. And the Italians, you know how the mob goes, like, they need a body. The streets need a body. I don't understand why Marvin has to kill Tony. Like, what is the purpose of it? Like, you could have just left her alone and went on your business, went on her business, her doing her thing, whatever. I don't understand why it was a necessity for him to kill her. That's what I am just, like, stuck at. Because if he could have left her alone, and he would have been, you know, good. But now all this shit done backfired, and it's all gonna fall on Marvin. So he done fucked up the church's money. Goddamn, we just got cool with these motherfuckers. Goddamn. Damn, Marvin. Anyway, at the end of the damn episode, you see goddamn Dominique in a damn pigeon coop on the rooftop looking like Smokey. Like, just sitting in the cut, that nigga bleeding to death and shit. I'm just like, yo, this nigga just die. He just need to die, because, yo, you just fucked up the church's money 3 times, twice in the Catskills, and then he fucked up this whole mission. Like, Dominique needs to die. Him, that's who else needs to die. Him, Bert motherfucking ass, Zisa, that bitch need to die. Like, and Palomar needed to go one episode, one sweep, clean sweep, just knock them all out, like, knock them out the box, Red, all 4 of them, they got to go, okay? So then we see Rock, and she pulls up on Howard to talk about, you know, Burke and her snooping ass, like, always around, like, she doing too much. And he was like, basically, man, don't worry about her. She ain't got shit on nothing. Rock ain't trying to hear that. She like, look, that bitch going around questioning my peoples, asking them about Kanan and who's Kanan's father, and asking questions about me and shit. Like, I need you to check that bitch. You need to handle that. Like, she needs to be dealt with. And Howard is like, man, look, she ain't got nothing on me. Like, she don't know nothing, and we all good in the clear. But the question is, what about your friend? Is he gonna say something? He gonna go back and say, you know what I'm saying, anything, or run his mouth? What he tell her? You know what I'm saying? You need to be worried about that. And Rock was like, he don't know shit, and he ain't gonna say shit. I got that under control, whatever. And Howard's like, yeah, all right. So in other words, you need to goddamn finish that. You need to handle him or whatever. Basically letting her know, like, you might gotta, you know, turn the TV off because goddamn, he a liability, and we can't have no liabilities at this point. You know that. You in the damn street life, you should know that more than anybody. So Rock kind of gives this look like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of was like a foreshadowing moment too at the end of the episode. That's when Howard comes at her on some shit like, listen, like, Kanan came to me, and I don't know if you know about it or not, but he came to me telling me about how his friend was locked up and you wasn't trying to help him get out or whatever, but he got locked up with a bag full of, you know, a bunch of money, like drug money. And Rock, she didn't know the situation. She knew about family getting locked up, but she didn't know he got locked up with all that money, and that couldn't be nothing but the money that Kanan was supposed to deliver to the bodega and shit. So she's sitting there looking like, fuck, like, oh, this nigga got toe off. And goddamn, on the first damn day, you know what I'm saying, already, he ain't tell me shit. But she tried not to let Howard see her sweat. So she tried to play it off like, yeah, what about it, whatever. And he was like, look, I'm just letting you know that he came to me for help. You know what I'm saying? And you can't keep putting them in your bullshit, Rock, because he gonna end up getting hit in the crossfire. Stop putting them in your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's our son. Rock ain't trying to hear that shit. She walking off like, man, look, I got this, and he's my son. So you ain't got to worry about him, whatever. You know how she do. She hoard. You know what I'm saying? So she walking off. So that's when Howard tells her Scrap wasn't the, informant. It actually was his mother. He messed up. He made a mistake. So Rock, she looked back like, nigga, you the one who told me that was him. Like, nigga, why would you even tell me that? And she gets pissed off or whatever. Like, you done fucked up. That's a hell of a fuck up. And Howard like, man, look, everybody lying in this game. I don't know who's telling the truth. Like, how can you blame me? Like, look at how many times you done lied or whatever. Like, you always lying. I don't know who to believe, God damn it. And matter of fact, speaking of lies, how long you gonna keep on telling these lies to Kanan before his ass goddamn figure out the truth? And what you gonna do when he does? How you think he gonna be looking at you then? And Rock, she really ain't shit to say. She kind of just gave a look like, fuck you, nigga. But she really do need to realize that Kanan is slowly but surely like slipping away from her, and he's getting closer and closer to Howard. And he gonna find out about him being his daddy soon. That should be his damn partner, not no damn Howard. Burke and Kanan need to be goddamn partners, because them motherfuckers are both nosy as fuck. God damn. Guess it really is like father, like son, huh? Speaking of Burke, bitch ass, she's at her house looking like she ain't bathed in days. And she's sitting at the coffee table trying to figure out all this information that she just got about the whole Howard having an informant, a 17-year-old informant. So she's trying to figure out who the informant is. And she comes across the fact that her informant was actually Rock. And I was like, I already saw that coming. But my thing is now, I want to know who knew this. Did Marvin know that Rock was an informant? Did Lou and them know? Like her family, you know what I'm saying? Because if she's 17, she's still a minor, technically. So I don't know what the laws are in New York or whatever, but I mean, 17, like, usually, like, to be an informant, when you have to have your parents' consent or your permission or whatever like that. So did the family know? And if they don't know, what's going to happen when they find out? So are they going to be looking at Rock different? Like, it's, man, so this shit about to get real. So anyway, her girlfriend comes out and she's like, yo, you look at you. You've been at this shit for days and you look a mess. Like, you need to leave this shit alone, because now you're kind of like going along the lines of being on like the IAB, which is Internal Affairs Bureau. They are the ones that investigate, their own, the boys in blue, and all the detectives and officers on some corruption and fraudulent ass shit or whatever. So you're making yourself a target. When motherfuckers find out that you doing all this research on one of their own, they're going to come for you. So you need to watch yourself and watch your back, and you need to just chill on this. Like, you're doing too fucking much. Everybody's telling her that she's doing too much, but she don't want to listen. She's like, I'm so close. I can almost taste it. Like, I'm right here and shit. Like, all right, bitch, or whatever. And that girl over there looking like, bitch, you're about not to taste me. You ain't about to put your lips on me no more if you got all this time for this case and not enough time for me, okay? You need to put your face in the place and stop worrying about this case, okay? No face, no case. But Burke ain't paying her ass no mind. She's on the motherfucking hunt. So she gonna stay on this case until she figure out what's going on. And she's gonna get to the bottom of this whole Kanan, Rock, and Howard trio. She's gonna get to the bottom of this shit. Even if it kills her, which it will. And then we see Rock, and she's all dressed up looking fly as ever. And she coming out the house, and she starts walking down the street or whatever. And someone approaches her. She turns around, and it's Corinne, Palomar's daughter, a.k.a. Kanan's girlfriend, Boothang. That bitch done went to motherfucking Rock and told Rock the scoop. Man, we didn't get to see what she said, but we already know what she's selling her. So, yeah, that's going to be on the next episode. But, yeah, I can't wait to see how that shit pops off, because Rock is with the shits, and we all know this. And you know this, man. So then we see Juke. We see her dressed, down in her, incognito attire. She got the hoodie and the hat or whatever. And she goes to Nicole's house where her father is still living at. And she goes to drop off the VHS tape. She's so sweet and kind-hearted for real. She's so soft for real. But oh, she just really got the worst storyline out of everybody. And I understand why she was so cold and fucking gully and gutter, like, on Power. Like, she went through a lot of shit. And it just fucked up how her story is just going. Her shit worse than Kanan, for real. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so she go and drop off the tape on the porch or whatever. And she rings the doorbell. She walks off. As she's walking off, she goes right past, literally brush shoulders with Detective Howard, and he don't even notice her, but she notices him. So she kind of goes behind like this little tree or whatever, and she's looking and lurking, like trying to see what the fuck is going on with him. And he's going to Nicole's house where she just left, and he knocks on the door, and as he's knocking on the door, Nicole's father opens the door and looks down, sees the tape, and he looking around like, who just dropped this off? And asking the Detective Howard, like, yo, did you drop it? Oh, did you see who dropped this off? And he was like, nah, I just walked up. And he was like, what the fuck? So that's when Detective Howard was like, yo, I need to talk to you about Detective Burt. And we don't know what that conversation was like either, but Juke's sitting there looking like, yo, what the fuck they got going on? What are you doing here and shit? So we're going to find on the next episode about that as well. So then we see Lou, Zisa, and Cartier. They in the studio, whatever. She in the booth. And to be honest, she sounded like trash at that moment. And Lou wasn't feeling it either. And I think he was going to hit the button to like tell her to stop or whatever and run it back. And Cartier kind of like moves his hands. Like, move, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got this or whatever. And he telling, you know, the girl to keep on singing or whatever. Like, you good, keep on singing. And Lou looking like, this nigga, who the fuck this nigga think he is? And you already know he feeling like, damn, I done fucked up making this decision, letting this nigga take, you know, part ownership of the damn studio or the record label or whatever. And man, I just feel like, Luke, you just stay getting some shit, boy. Oh my God. So now he in some bullshit with Carter or Cartier, whatever the name is. But yeah, he done dug his hole even deeper. So then we cut to the next scene and we see Tony, the one Marvin was trying to knock off, her booth thing, boyfriend, the nigga she was fucking up in the scene. So we see him talking to the cops, and he getting bandaged up and shit, and he's telling the cop, Tony's a good girl, she don't have any enemies, I don't know who could have done this, and da-da-da-da. So now we got the cops on Marvin ass, and then, goddamn, we're gonna have the Italians on Marvin ass. It's not looking good for Marvin right now. It's not looking good for him. He should have left that white bitch alone. Didn't Raquel say white girls get you killed? Did she tell Kanan that shit? Come on, Marvin. You should know this thing. So then we see Dominique, a.k.a. Birdman, in the motherfucking picture coop, bleeding out and shit. So his ass is dying. So we going to see what happens to him and if he make it on the next episode. And then on the last scene, we see Rock in her Range Rover or whatever. And she's pulling up and she's watching out the window. So we see Rock sitting in the truck and she pulls up on Symphony. He's packing his shit, putting all his stuff in the trunk, and getting ready to hit the road. And Rock, she looks like she wants to get out to talk to him, really. But she ends up, cutting her headlights off. And as soon as she did that, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck about to happen? Rolling in the Rover. Okay, she started rolling down the street. Okay, creep, creep. And she pulls out a motherfucking gun with a silencer on that bitch and aimed that shit at Symphony, yo. I thought she was gonna tear his fucking head off. And she ends up not being able to do it, y'all. She froze. She couldn't do it, man. And we saw her do that shit to Scrap. And that was one of her soldiers. He was loyal. She knew that nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? She did that without hesitation. But she hesitated, y'all. She couldn't do it. She couldn't kill her boo. And she swerved, kept going. Skirts off, and Symphony, he ends up seeing her truck from the back, and he looking like, Rock, you know what I'm saying? So he don't even know. Boy, you was about to be done for. Yeah, man, she couldn't do it, y'all. She couldn't knock him off. So maybe Rock does got a soft spot, okay? Everybody think Rock's so hard. Kanan is her pride and joy. That's her baby. That's her everything. But, yeah, so Rock does have a weak spot, you guys. That's her booth thing. And I feel like somebody's going to find out and they're going to use Symphony against her. And she's going to think about that moment when she was supposed to kill him. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come back to that some way, somehow. So I want y'all to drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode. It was really, really good. Every episode been good. Like, I'm loving this series, y'all. I love Raising Kanan. and it just keeps you in tune. The writing is pretty good. Like some things, you know, they could have kept. You know, I'll be like, why did they put that in? Like the whole Palomar situation. I'm like, yo, what's up with this? That's a little weird for me. You know, other than that, like everything is great on the show. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Drop down in the comments and like, share if you care. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off like I said before. So I'm about to start getting back into the habit of doing these videos and stuff, and I'm gonna do some more shows that's coming up. Be on the lookout for some more upcoming shows. I kind of got one show that I'm kind of working on right now. I'm not going to say it yet because I want it to be a surprise. So y'all stay tuned for that. And I will see y'all on the next video. I love you guys. And I'm out. Peace.